Well, hello there, everybody. Boyd here with you, and welcome to episode 54 of the Model Shop, our live broadcast from our shop here in San Antonio, Texas. Just popped into the chat session there for a few seconds before we started up, and looks like we got a great crowd on hand tonight. I've got some cool stuff to show you guys tonight. I've got up first, we've got a out-of-the-box kit review of the Monogram Models Boot Heel Express. That's the model I've picked out to build for our Halloween group build that we're doing here on the Model Shop Google Plus community. And after that, we're going to be doing some work on the AMT ERTL Shuttle Tydirium. Got a chance to work on that one a little bit this week, and I've got some updates to show you, and we're going to get a few things done on that tonight. And then I've got a great new slideshow featuring Chris Cortell, who is our, as you guys know, is Classic Plastic 101, one of my favorite YouTube channels out there. Got a great collection of his models I've put together to show you guys. And then we're going to have a few other odds and ends to share with you guys tonight. So we'll be right back. Have a look at our sponsors. Please support them whenever you can. They do a lot to help bring the show to you guys each and every week. So we'll be right back after that, everybody. Stay tuned. Okay, everybody. Well, up first tonight, we're going to have a look at this great little model kit from Monogram Models. This is the Boot Heel Express. This one's been out for a long time, guys. It's probably been around since the early 70s or so. And since we're going to be doing a group build, a Halloween build this year, I decided to do this kit here. It's got a little bit of a Halloween spirit to it with the skeleton and the tombstone here. And, of course, this is an old horse-drawn hearse that's been converted into a really cool-looking hot rod. We'll kind of show you some of the side box art here. It's a really detailed little model. Got a neat little engine in there inside the interior of the hearse, and the old-fashioned carriage lamps and everything on there. So I'm going to have a lot of fun building this one up. Thought we'd give you guys an out-of-the-box look at the parts that we get in this kit tonight. I'm going to start working on this model a little bit this week, and I'll post some pictures on the Google Plus site for some updates on this one. We're going to take a look first here at the instructions, and you can see that it's got some pictures of the original box art. The original model kit was put out with this photograph on the top of the box, and you get some paint call-out colors here to start with. As you can see right here, flat black, dark gold metallic, several others. And then we move on to the assembly of this, and you can see camera's a little bit washed out tonight, but hopefully if I can tilt this right, you can see we start off with the assembly of the chassis and then onto the engine there. The engine's not overly detailed, but it's got enough detail on it, some nice chrome parts. It's a Chrysler Hemi engine, which is really cool. And we go from there to installing the chassis, the engine into the chassis. We have our wheels here and tires that go on next. Then we start getting into some of the building of the hearse, the carriage itself with the roof and some of the chrome detail parts that go on that. And then we have the side walls here with the window glass and the front and the back enclosures. Then we have the driver's seat up here on the top. which is like an old stagecoach setup. That's pretty cool. And then we've got the carriage lamps being installed here on the top, and then finally dropping that all down onto the chassis. And some more detail work here. Finally doing the front tires and wheels, and then adding the side glass and some of the chrome detail parts that go on the carriage itself. So it's a great little model kit, and of course you get this cool little skeleton here you can see at the end with the cowboy hat and the tombstone, which comes with this. Gives it that Halloween flavor. So without further ado, let's start taking a look at some of the parts. We'll start off here with the clear parts, and what we have first is we have the side windows here, as you can see, and we have the front and rear glass. The carriage lamps at the front are molded in clear, so if you actually wanted to light these, you could, which would be kind of cool. I don't think I'm going to do that on this one. I'm just going to make a stationary model out of it. But the framework on these is you're going to have to do the painting on that, so you just basically assemble these and then paint them afterwards. So pretty straightforward there. I'm going to put this back in really quick so we don't lose anything. And then we're going to move on to the second bag here, which is mostly the white molded parts. Here we can see we have the front driver's seat and our skeleton guy here. He's got pretty much all in one piece. Got a little bit of flash on him here and there, but I can clean that up really easy. Got his separate rib cage here that you have to glue on, and his face. Has a cowboy hat with him, has a little stand that he stands on there. And then here you can see the tombstone with the Boot Hill Express on there. We'll do a nice job making that look like some old beat up wood. Then we have the side panels here of the carriage itself, and our upper lamps on the top, which we'll be painting those. And we go on here to the floor area. It's interesting they got a paper sticker on this, but we can just peel that off. But we have our frame here. We have the front and rear panels. Here we have other half of the engine block fell off the sprue here, but we've got the engine block. It's not a very detailed engine. You can see the oil pan and all that. Cylinder heads and everything are already well, the cylinder heads are separate, but the most of this is already molded in one piece. So we'll do a nice job getting those painted up and looking good. You can see we have the seats here. There's the little cowboy hat for the skeleton, and the roof part here of the carriage. I'm going to put everything back here before we go any further so we don't lose anything. Some of these parts are kind of loose on this sprue. But it's a great little kit. It's been out there a long time, like I said, and the molds still look really good on this. No problems at all with those. They're still, after 30-something years, still looking good. And you can see we get a lot of chrome parts with this. We get the valve covers here, the intake manifold, the some of the suspension work here, the mag wheels, all the chassis, springs and everything. The headers are all chromed out. The rear differentials chrome, which is really nice. And then we have our other sprue here, which is our instrument cluster, a cool little dragster type fuel cell, the steering wheel, the front rims, part of the front suspension, a bunch of little detail parts on here, a bunch of little handles, and the gas pedal there, the carburetors. So you get a lot of nice little chrome parts with this. That makes that really nice. I'll put these back in this bag. We have our tires to show you next. I'll get those out for you. This kit's still easy to find. It was just recently repopped again, so it's available readily through the usual either Amazon or eBay, or probably you'll see it on the your shelf at your local hobby store. Our slicks for the rear, and we have this real skinny tires for the front, and that's about it, guys. So like I said, it's a great little kit. You can have a lot of fun painting this one because you've got some wood detail you can put into this. We've got the gold on the carriage itself, and get a bunch of nice glass with this. Like I said, we can have fun painting our little lamps here and everything. So I'm really looking forward to this one, and it's nice to see a lot of you guys have posted on the Google page about doing the something for Halloween. So I'm hoping that we're going to have a good turnout, and just remind everybody that you want to try to have your models done or as close to done as possible about a week or so, or just within a few days before our special Halloween show that we're going to do on Halloween this year, which falls on a Saturday. and so that I can gather those pictures up and have a nice slideshow to present to everybody that night and show everybody's models and feature them all. So we hope you guys will join in. It's still not too late, guys. Still plenty of time. Like I said, just pick yourself out a nice, simple little kit like this or something similar and just have some fun, guys. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just put it together and join in on the fun. Okay, guys, time for another quick break. When we come back, we're going to head over to the painting area, and we're going to paint a little bit on our Tydirium shuttle, and then we're going to head back over to the bench after that and do some lighting work on the shuttle. I'm preparing to light up the rear engine detail on that and a couple other things that I've been working on, so we'll share that with you guys here in just a couple minutes. Stay tuned, everybody. All right, everybody, back with you again, and you can see that we have our parts lined up here for our shuttle Tydirium. I've got the upper wing here, and I've got some of the cabin detail parts and some other things here that I've been working on. So I've made up some paint for this. I've chosen to go with a little bit of an off-white color, kind of a white, light gray, and so I've got it all loaded up in my airbrush here, and we're going to start doing some painting on this tonight. So here we go, guys. I'm going to do the upper wing here first. So here we go. I have to turn on my ventilation here, guys. Forgot that. Pretty good sized panel here. It takes a lot to cover it with this airbrush. Okay, so I've got that all pretty much covered up now. When I come back a little bit later, probably in the during the next couple of days, I'm going to be masking some of these panels off here and doing a little bit of highlighting with some different colors to kind of simulate, different panels on there, and that'll give it some more detail. But that's our base color that we're laying down on this. I mix up my paint, and as you can see, I've got this labeled Tydirium Shuttle, and I'll make sure that I make up more than enough paint for this entire model. That way, if I have to do any touching up or blending in after I do my assembly, I'll have paint that matches. So that's one important tip that you want to keep in mind when you're going to be painting something. Have a little bit more paint than you really need. That way, if you have to do any repairs or fix anything later, you can come back and do that easily and not have to worry about your paint being the wrong color. So let's go ahead and do the rest of these little parts here now. Okay. And if you notice my paint technique here, guys, or my airbrush technique, when I'm painting parts like this, I just hold a constant, steady stream of paint and just hold the trigger back and just go around the whole thing. It's a little bit smoother and better than kind of going like this when you're spraying, because you're risking, whenever you do this, getting a little bit of splatter out of your airbrush if it would happen to do that. If you just hold a nice steady stream like that and just move your hand freely, just pivot your wrist a little bit, you'll get a nice even paint flow. Try to remain, kind of at a constant distance from whatever you're painting, and you'll get a nice even smooth coat of paint. And what I'll usually do is just let it sit for just a second, and then I'll just dust it down again. I'm going to take my heat gun now, and I'm just going to lightly go over this big panel here to make sure it's not, it's not tacky anymore. As I've told you before, I'm using a solvent-based paint here, so it dries pretty fast. But what I'm going to need to do is turn this around and paint the other side of it, so I don't want to leave any marks on this area up here if it's touching against this box. So I'll just make sure it's dry. Okay, we got that looking good. So now I'm going to turn this around, and we're going to load up our airbrush here again so we make sure we don't run out of paint in the middle of it. And I'm going to go ahead and paint this other side here, and we'll be done with this panel. And this is all coming out really nice. As I said, I picked a sort of a lighter gray color. That way when I do my other panels here, I can do those a little bit darker, and that's going to give some contrast between the two colors and make the detail show up on this really nice. So here we go, starting off with the top again. sure we get on both sides of this, on the edges and everything. Okay, so that came out really nice, guys, and you can see our color looks really good, nice and even. I'm going to just give this another quick little going over with the heat gun to kind of help it dry a little bit. I like to dry everything pretty fast, that way we don't get any dirt or hair or dust or anything stuck in it. And there we go, everybody. So we got a little bit done there with our painting of our parts. I've got a few more little things to do on this as far as the painting goes, but most of the smaller stuff, and then this one big wing is done. I'm working on some assembly of the lower wing still, and we're going to show you that on the bench here in just a second because we're going to be doing some lighting installing there. So we're going to take another real quick break here, guys. Come right back and get back on the bench and do some lighting on this model. See you with that in just a couple seconds, guys. All right, everybody, back once more, and now we've moved on to back over to the bench, and we're going to be doing some light on our shuttle Tydirium. I've been working on this a little bit this week. I've got this bulkhead assembled here with our main wings on the bottom attached, and I've installed this little bulkhead here at the rear made out of some sheet styrene so that we can attach a piece of LED strip tape onto this. That's going to light our rear engines here on this model. Now what I've done is, if you guys remember way back at the beginning of this, when we showed the initial work on this, I cut open these engine ports here and we installed this clear styrene lenses that we were working on. I'll often just use some old an old package or something like that that came molded in that clear plastic, and it works really great for this kind of thing. What I've done here on the back to do a little bit of diffusion on this is I've installed these. I painted them with some Tamiya transparent blue, and then I put a piece of this milk carton plastic. If you guys know the plastic jugs that milk comes in, the 1-gallon jugs, I often use that because it's a kind of a fogged white plastic, and that works as a really great way to diffuse your LED lighting so that it doesn't give hot spots on the back side. You don't want to see the individual points of light in there. You just want to see a nice even glow coming out of that. And so I've got that installed in there. And what I've got here is I've got a piece of strip tape. I already have it wired up here. And this is the blue type LED strip tape. And what we're going to do is we're going to mount this right on this. Let me get everything kind of situated here for you. And that way we can light up our engines here in the back. And we're going to tie this in with the wiring coming from our wings here. If you remember in the back, again, at towards the beginning of this build series here, we installed SMDs in our wingtips here, so we get those little flood lamps on the front side of our wings that light up. So what I'm going to do right now, guys, is I'm going to install this. We're just going to stick it down on here. And I'm going to put it right at the top and right in the middle of everything. Just kind of get this laying down on here. Kind of make sure it's even there in the center. Okay, we'll stick that down. Now the backing tape on this LED strip tape it's pretty strong and everything, but I never trust it because I figure over time maybe it could come loose and you wouldn't want it to fall down inside of your model or maybe fall up against the lens and make it look all screwed up. So what I always do when I use this LED tape is I take a little bit of this CA glue and I'll just put a couple little drops on a few key spots here, letting it flow over the top of it and then onto the plastic that it's mounted on, and especially over here by where the contacts are. And then I'll hit it with my zip kicker here, which you guys have seen me use this all the time. You can either get this in an aerosol can or you can get it in a little pump spray bottle. Works just the same either way, but just a little quick hit with this, and it will make our super glue dry instantly, so we've got a nice solid bond. Now I'm going to route these wires kind of back in this thing here. Excuse me. And you can see I've got a hole drilled in the very center of this, and that's where our mounting rod is going to come into this, because the model is going to sit on a nice rod and then down onto a base, and that's where our wiring will come up through here. So I want to kind of terminate all my wiring, fairly close to this. So I'm going to tie all this wiring together right now. So I'm going to go ahead and fire up my solder iron here and get it going. And all this lighting is going to all come on at the same time, so it's all going to be controlled with one switch. So what I want to do here is kind of trim some of these wires down that are a little bit too long. I always leave a little bit of extra wire when I'm doing this so I'm not too short. So we've got this long one here that's going to come to right about this area right here, so we can go ahead and trim these down. We've got these two guys here, which look about right. We're good there. So we're going to strip this wire and get it ready for soldering. I'm using this new type of wire. I've talked about it a little bit here. I get this from Jerry. This is a case you guys didn't see the episode last week where we were showing some of that, it's this wire wrapping wire. It's 30 gauge. It's the same as the magnet wire I have been using, but this stuff actually comes with a little bit of a vinyl coating on the top, and you can see how easily I can strip it. Just pinch it with my fingernails here and just pull it right off. Or you can do it with a lighter if you want to, either way. We're going to get these all stripped down here and start connecting them together. I've got black for negative and red for positive. We're going to be running this model at 9 volts DC with a power supply. So I'll just connect these all together here. All right, everybody, we're ready there. So I've got my solder iron warmed up, and we're going to put a nice solder connection on these. Easy as that. And then we're going to connect our power supply up here and test it and make sure everything's working okay. Should be all right, but you never know. I'm running this at about 9 volts. Okay, you can see what we have here is we have our lighting coming on there at the rear, and then if I turn this around for you real careful, you can see we have our get my other arm out of the way. You can see we have our flood lamps there at the front of our wingtips. Okay, so that's all, like I said, that's all going to come on at the same time. We've got one more flood lamp that's on the top of the wing, on our kind of fin wing on the top there, and then I'm going to be doing some lighting on the in the cockpit area that I talked about a few weeks ago when we were working on the cockpit. I'm going to be putting some fiber optics in that, but let's go ahead and drop the cover onto this really quick, guys, and we'll show this to you. Our rear lighting is going to look. I got to be careful not to touch my contacts together here. Coming through our grills, and there you can see it. It looks great, guys. It's a little bit more of a rich blue in person than this camera is showing you. This camera is washing it out a little bit. It's more of a, kind of a medium neon blue looking color in person, but you can see, getting it up close here, we don't have any hot spots at all coming from our LED strip tape there on the center, inside the model, even though it's fairly close to the lens itself. So that diffusion using that milk jug really works really slick for this, guy. So it might be something you want to try out there. And I just always save them when we're done using them, and you never know, they come in handy for a lot of different things. Now you can see on this model that it has some work we have to do around here. When we get this all sealed down, we'll get rid of this gap here on the sides. And then I'm going to be filling in these little edges. I'm not making movable on this. They're just going to be solid in one position. And I'll have to do a little bit of filling in around the edges here. But this is already working out really great. And I'll be drilling a little hole here on the top to bring my wire down through for the top wing. And we'll be able to connect our power right in with these others. We'll finish off here by, now that we know everything's working good, we're going to finish off by getting our, see the best way to position this thing, getting our wires kind of locked down here. So what I want to do is just kind of position them, get them in these little locations here, and I'll have this so I can come back a little later and do a really nice easy connection on these. I want to kind of keep them away from the middle because I'm going to be using a little wooden block there to do our mounting for our rod that's going to come up into this. So I'm just kind of checking out how I want it to go here. So I think that looks pretty good. And I'll go back to using a little bit of my CA glue here. Just going to put a little dab on this spot right here. And then just hit with our kicker. We have that one where we want it. Work this one wire down a little bit here. And we're just going to do a couple more little spots here. That one. It's that easy, guys. You can also do this with hot glue if you prefer. I've just been doing this with this CA and kicker for a long time. It works great, and it sets the wires in place instantly. You don't have to wait for the glue to cool off or anything. So we've got our little wires installed in there now. Let me get this up in the air so I can solder to it later. But you can see we've got it looking nice and neat. We'll be bringing a little bit more wire into this. Like I said, we've got a little bit coming from the front that'll come from our cockpit, and then we've got the one more SMD wiring that comes down from the top wing that will connect up to all this. Our power will come up through here. We'll leave a little bit of a loop in that main power wire there and secure it down so that the model can swivel a little bit and not put any pressure on the wires. So there you go, guys, and there's a look again at the rear bulkhead with the LED tape installed, and that worked out great. So we'll be back again next week with some more coming along on this one. Long time coming, but we're finally getting some done on this. I had a little bit of time to get back on it. So, all right, guys, we're going to come back after another quick break, and we're going to be back with our slideshow, which will be featuring Chris Cortell, a great friend of mine and a good friend to the modeling community. Has a great YouTube channel called Classic Plastic 101. I'm sure a lot of you guys know Chris out there, and I've got a nice slideshow I put together featuring a bunch of his beautiful models that he's worked on. So we'll see you with that in just a couple seconds, everyone. Okay, everybody. Well, I hope you enjoyed the work that we shared with you tonight on the Shuttle Tydirium and the out-of-the-box review on the Boot Hill Express model kit. Now it's time for our featured model of the week, everybody, and it's Chris Cortell, aka Classic Plastic 101. Enjoy the slideshow, guys. We'll be right back after that. Hey guys, back with you. Well, I hope you enjoyed the slideshow. I just want to say on behalf of modelers everywhere, Chris, you do outstanding work, and thanks so much for sharing that with us. Your channel is a huge inspiration to a lot of people out there, myself included. I've learned so much from watching your videos and the different subjects that you work on, a wide variety of different things, and teaching us all how to paint and all kinds of things. So we really appreciate that, buddy. I hope you see this. Anyway, we've got a little bit more to talk about tonight, guys. I wanted to show you, we talked earlier this week about our soundboards that we released earlier on our YouTube video. I've created these new little soundboards for Star Trek effects, and I'm working on incorporating one of these into a client build that I'm doing another enterprise for, and I wanted to show you guys kind of how nice and tidy this looks if you install this whole thing onto a base. What I've done here is I've got the control switches installed for the sound effects that we'll have that we showed you on the video for the TOS Enterprise. We've got Captain Kirk's voice. We've got the sound of the bridge. We've got the phasers and the photon torpedoes. So you can see that this will fit all nice and tidy into a stock Polar Light space. I've got the little speaker mounted here over in this corner, and then we've got our power jack coming in there in the back. So this is a really neat little setup, and I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody. We had a massive response to that. It'll be about another week or two, and I'll start shipping out the boards, and that's going to go a long ways into helping me continue to bring you guys some really cool and exciting projects that we're going to be doing on the show. We're coming along really well on the Enterprise refit, the 8-footer, and it's been a very expensive project for me to invest in. And that's going to go a long ways, like I said, to help me out with that, guys, and I really appreciate it. We're going to be doing a lot more variety of those type boards. I'm working already on a refit version and also one for the AMT Enterprise Bridge kit that a couple people requested, and then some of the alien ships such as the Klingon Bird of Prey, the Klingon D7 Cruiser, and several more. And if anybody wants has any ideas about any custom sounds or specific sounds or specific setup that they'd like to see for the model they're working on, just drop me a line at info@trekworks.net, and I'll see if I can get you something created up for that. And again, thanks so much, guys. We really appreciate it. Okay, everybody, it's time to head over to the chat session and do our shout-outs for tonight. We'll see who's on. It looked I was on here earlier, and it looked like we had a nice crowd on hand tonight, so we'll just kind of go down the line here and say hello to everybody. Got Eric Hawkins with us tonight. Nice to see you, Eric. Mike Scarola, James Schulenberg, Grayson Peoples. The Queen is among us, guys. James, Star Siege player, the Kit Base. Chris Farrell. Bill Tilley is here tonight. Derek Sabora. Shannon Freeman. Chris Cortell is here. Nice to see you, Chris. I hope you enjoyed the slideshow. Beautiful work you're doing there, buddy. And again, thanks so much. We really appreciate everything you share with us. We've all learned a lot from your work, and you've done a lot for the community, and we really appreciate that. We have the Kit Base, Mike Scarola, Tom Bauer. Tom, you might be new. Nice to see you with us tonight. John Crow, Brian Knowles, Perry Love. Let's see, Jonathan Milbury, Michael Bennett, or I'm sorry, that's Michelle Bennett. I've been saying Michael all this time, and I'm sorry, Michelle. It's nice to see another female modeler amongst us. That's great. Spread the word. It's not just a guy hobby. We really appreciate you being here. 2000 SPQR, that's Calvin Sweet. Nice to see you, Calvin. Aussie Trekkie, Scott's here with us tonight. Heath Tompkins, another Aussie. Nice to see you, Heath. Country Woods 9000. And Leona Timber Company, nice to see you too. If some of you are here, I'm not seeing you because it only pops up your name when you're when you type something in the chat. Okay, I see eBiker 56. That's James Frost. James, I saw your completed space dock, your papercraft model. It turned out absolutely beautiful, buddy. Good job on that. You can be really proud of that. Did a lot of work on that. Hopefully you'll post some pictures on our website. We'd love to see that. We've got T Commando here with us tonight as well. T Commando says we've got 64 people watching live. That's great, guys. Don't forget, guys, if you like the show, when we're finished here tonight, don't forget to hit that like button. That'll help spread the word about our show here. The more people we get involved in the chat session, the funner it'll be for everybody. And I'll really appreciate that if you guys take the time to do that for us. John Crow says he really enjoyed the slideshow. Tom says he's not new. He's been here a few other times. Well, sorry about that, Tom, but we're glad you could join us tonight, anyways. And we have Armando with DLC Model Builders, and he's requesting one of the boards. Well, that's great, Armando. We'll definitely get you one. You know that, buddy. We'll definitely hook you up. We've got Baba. He's here with us tonight. And Jet is with us. I believe he's from Canada. Nice to see you. And we've got Mike here, Rocket Boy 1969. We did a Modeler of the Week feature on him a couple weeks back. Great work by you too, Mike. Michael Kovac. Nice to see you, Mike. Alpha Trion 92. Nice to see you. He liked the Imperial Shuttle. I'm glad you like that, Alpha. Coming along pretty well. We're getting a lot further along than we were. I've been putting that one off for a little while. Just been busy with a lot of other things here, but glad you like the update on that tonight. Jonathan Milbury is asking about the Papercraft group build. Jonathan, we kind of hit on that subject a while back. I posted about that on the Google page looking for interested parties, and we basically almost had zero response to that. So I'll bring up the subject again, and hopefully we'll get a few people interested in that, especially when you see James Frost's beautiful Papercraft space dock from Star Trek: The Motion Picture, complete with the Enterprise docked inside of it, all completely made out of paper. Maybe that'll inspire some of you guys out there to give doing paper models a try. It's a wonderful art, and it's modeling just the same as we're doing with plastic models. Jim Clark is asking, where do we post our Halloween builds? Jim, just post them right on the Model Shop Community Google page. Post your pictures there, or if you have a link to a video, hopefully you guys can post some all your still pictures there, because about 3 or 4 days before our special Halloween show that we're going to be doing this year, I'll gather all those up, and I'm going to be doing a very special slideshow that night. As I mentioned, I'll be showing up here on the channel in full Halloween costume that night. Going to keep it a secret about what I'll be dressing up as, but I'm going to get into the spirit of the holiday. It's my favorite holiday of the year, like I've talked about before, so we're going to have a really fun show that night, being that it falls on Halloween this year. Grayson says, would a costume count as a Halloween build? Well, we'll let you do that, Grayson. That's just fine. Hopefully you can make the show that night. I know you said you were going to be busy handing out candy, but that's my youngest son here. That's his job for the night too. He enjoys that every year. Just scrolling through here, guys, see if you have any questions about anything we showed tonight or anything else. Yes, Armando's asking, will we record the show? Yes, Armando, it'll be a regular live broadcast like we do every Saturday night, but it always posts to my YouTube channel, so you'll be able to go back and watch it later. Sorry you won't be able to be with us that night, but we're going to have a lot of fun. We'll be doing a live Google chat session, Google Hangout afterwards, so hopefully you guys will put your costumes on too and show up for the Hangout with your costumes on. And maybe we'll record that too so people can see your costumes later, or I'll take some pictures from it and post those. I just want to mention I'll be doing a after the show hangout tonight, guys, too. After we get done here, I'll post the link over on the the Model Shop Google page. And we had a great time last week. We wound up staying up pretty late. I'll be out here doing some work on some other things I'm working on tonight. So be fun to hang out with you guys and talk models for a while after the show tonight. Grayson says, "Don't wear red, Boyd. The rat will get you." The rat will have to get me from rat heaven because he's long gone, Grayson. So far, so good as far as no more of them coming back either, thank goodness. Oh, sorry to hear that, Chris. We'd love to have you in there. Chris says he has to work tomorrow. Andrew Drabble is here with us. Andrew says it's 3 o'clock a.m. where he's at. He's probably over in Europe somewhere. Oh, nasty. The kit base says his cat keeps bringing the rats in and they're still alive. Oh, man, that's nasty. Chris says, yeah, he needs to win the big cardboard check from Publishers Clearinghouse. Woody Bishop, I think he might be new. Nice to have you with us, Woody. His question is, have you ever used a 9-volt battery as a power supply? Yes, I have, Woody, but if you're running very much stuff at all, in other words, like trying to light up a ship or anything, it won't last very long at all. It's just doesn't have that much reserve. If you're just running a couple of LEDs, it'll be all right, but yeah, it doesn't last very long. I experimented around with that a little bit. Taking a couple of my models to some shows that didn't have power, and I wanted to light them up, and they didn't last but more than 5 or 10 minutes, and they were dead. Eric says he's just waiting on a hurricane. Yeah, Eric's up there in Maryland, so be safe, everybody, up in that neck of the woods. It's bearing down on you guys. I don't think it's going to be as bad as as they originally thought, but hopefully you guys will be okay over there. Hopefully it just winds up being a little bit of rain for you. Jerry is with us with HDA Model Works. Dave Pashtag, nice to see you guys tonight. Talked with you guys earlier this week on UVU. Jerry wants me to get started on the. I have the Randy Cooper Galileo kit. We'll be getting around to that one. Dave says he doesn't believe I'll ever get started on it, but I will, Dave. I think Armando has the kit as well. I think we're going to do a little kind of a buddy build on that one when I get ready to start it. I think I told him right after Thanksgiving sometime or so I'm planning on cranking that one up. So if you heard that out there, Armando, get that kit warmed up, break it out of mothballs. Be about another month or two here and start working on that. Federation Shipboard says he'd like a couple of the soundboards. Well, anybody interested in one of the boards, make sure you email me at info@trekworks.net. I'm keeping track of everybody there. I've had people leave messages on Facebook and on the YouTube channel, but in order for me to keep it all organized, make sure you email me. I created a little folder on my email so I can keep track of everybody there. And in about 2 weeks, when I get ready to start shipping them out, I'm going to notify everybody and make sure you still want one, and then we're going to start shipping them out. Chris Farrell's asking how much they cost. Chris, if you have a look at my YouTube video, it'll show you the differences between the two kits, between the basic and the deluxe. The basic one, which will be just the sounds only, is $25 plus shipping. The deluxe, which includes the lighting effect of the photons and the torpedoes and the phasers firing on the Classic Enterprise, is $35 plus shipping. Try to keep these really low cost for you guys. Like I said, we're going to be coming out with many more of them. I'm already working on the refit, Enterprise refit version. I've got a TOS bridge version that features sound effects and the light up red alert, flashing red light effects, and I'm working on one for the couple of the Klingon ships. And again, if there's anybody that wants something special out there that you're thinking of for your own model, just let me know. Send me an email, and I'll see if I can do that. Most likely I can. But again, it's been an overwhelming response, and I'll be cranking these out. I'll be busy all week getting those ready. I've got to put them together. I ordered all the components in here and everything. I should have them this week, and I'll be busy for the next couple of weeks getting those ready to go. Yeah, Chris says again about the prices. We try to keep the prices low. You know, I know a lot of the light kits are really expensive, and people would like to have them in their models, so we're trying to do something affordable for the modelers out there. I'm like everybody else. I don't have money to burn, and we're going to keep the prices low on this entire line. And down the road, we might look at some other lighting type stuff and things like that, and you know, kind of enhance the line a little bit more. Steve Courtney is here with us. Nice to see you, Steve. He said he sent in some pictures of his Merc, and he's going to send some more of my stuff when he gets his PC fixed. Well, we appreciate that, Steve. It takes us about 3 or 4 weeks. And when I gather up enough pictures, I like putting out a new slideshow. Alpha Trion's asking, how long do you think it will take to complete the 8-foot Enterprise? It could take a while, because we'll get the eventual parts, and then we're going to have to build an armature for it, and then we're going to be doing all kinds of a bunch of other people are going to get involved in that project to help us with that. We're going to be creating photo etch parts. Masks will have to be made so we can do the Aztec painting on it. Markings will have to be made for. I mean, just the list goes on and on. So it could be a year. It could take a year to build it, and I'm not going to be in any kind of hurry, but you guys will get to see the entire thing coming together, and I'm really excited. We're getting closer, guys. I'm hoping in the next month or two to start getting some parts, and talking to the guy that's working on our molds and everything. Everything's right on track, and it's going to be really exciting. I've been dreaming about doing this project for years, I mean, as far as I can remember, so thanks for asking about that. Derek Sabora is asking where I get my power supplies. Well, the man's right here with us tonight, Derek. I get pretty much all that kind of stuff from Jerry at HTA Model Works. The stuff I showed you here on the base, the little jack that goes there in the back, the 9-volt power supplies, these switches, wiring, all my LEDs, SMDs, resistors. I mean, it's a one-stop shop. If you hop over to hdamodelworks.com, you'll find just about anything you're looking for over there at really good prices, and that's why I really appreciate Jerry being there, because he also tries to keep his prices affordable for us modelers and try to keep this hobby where we can all not break our wallets trying to have fun. Chuck Brooks is asking, when I do the clear top coating on the decals, do I do the whole ship or assembled sub-assemblies? I do the whole ship. I do my top coating when everything else is done, Chuck. Bill is asking about the De Boer's Reliant. The De Boer's Reliant's on hold for a while, Bill. We got some issues going on with the kit, some issues with the resin of the kit, and we're trying to get those resolved, so it's going to be on hold for a while. Tom Bauer says, well, I need to build an addition onto my house. It's very possible. The goal for that, Tom, is a lot of people know I'm working towards moving into an actual shop to run my business from and move into doing this full time. And I plan on having a display area up front with all the other models that I have, and the 8-foot Enterprise will be the feature there. It'll be so that fans can come anytime they want and see it, free of charge. It'll never be in a museum or anything like that, or sold to a private collector who won't let anybody see it, and that's the whole idea. I believe that these ships belong to the fans, and this will be an exact duplicate of the original 8-foot filming model, and that's exactly why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for the fans, and it should turn out beautiful, and people will be welcome to come and see it when they're in San Antonio and visit our shop, and it'll be a great experience. We're going to also be adding a lot of other, hopefully if that project comes to be, we'll be adding a lot of other studio scale models along with it. There's a studio scale Klingon bird of prey kit out there that I'm really interested in. And once we complete the Enterprise, we'll be looking at that. And there's several others, so we'll have some huge scale models all lit up and beautiful on display. So it'd be really quite an experience if you're a Star Trek fan to come and see all of it and come and visit us at our shop and come and see some models being built. It should be a really neat deal. We're actually, I'm planning on having a sort of a get-together when we finish the Enterprise. I've talked about this before, but I've talked to Paul Olson. He's agreed to come and be here with us. He might bring a couple of his Star Trek friends, and Paul will actually do a little bit of painting on the model when I'm close to getting it finished up, and he'll kind of christen it, and it'll be just fantastic, guys. And we hope to have a bunch of you here with us and celebrate the day, and it'll be a major accomplishment for sure. So it'd be nice to be around a lot of my modeling friends when we pull that off. But as soon as I know more, I'll be announcing everything to everybody here. It's a ways off yet, but that's what we're shooting for. Chizer Bunai, I hope I'm not ruining your name, is asking, have I ever built a Voyager? I have not. I've only done the Bondi Voyager, which is a pre-painted model kit, but I have the Revell Germany kit here, which I plan on getting around to building it one of these days. It's the nice kit that has the shuttle bay. And a couple people are asking, will there be a 8-foot USS Reliant? Well, to make it in scale with the Enterprise, Brian, it wouldn't be 8 foot. It'd be a little bit smaller. But I don't know if some of you guys caught it over on Sci-Fi Model Action. If you go to our model kit and product news section, there's a gentleman out there that's working on a 1/350 scale conversion kit to convert the 1/350 scale Enterprise refit into a 1/350 scale Reliant, and he's got pictures of the parts on there, and it's absolutely beautiful. What he's asking for is if people are interested to sign up on his email newsletter. There's a link to it there, and if you're interested in the kit, if he gets enough people interested, he's gonna go ahead and produce it. I don't have to tell you, I've already signed up for it, so check that out when you get a chance too, guys. We've all wanted a 350 scale Reliant, and the parts that he has pictures of there, it looks absolutely beautiful, and it looks very accurate, and he's making it so you can take a Polar Lights 1/350 scale refit and convert it directly into the Reliant. So that will be fantastic. And have a beautiful model to go along with your 350 refit. You can do a beautiful Battle in the Montara Nebula scene. And the kit base is saying there's also a thread about that over at the Starship Modeler forum. Eric says, and all the resin cast is hollow for lighting. Yeah, he's done a beautiful job on that kit. It looks like it would turn out really, really nice, and he's engineered it really well. He's got some pictures there of showing the parts tied into the Enterprise refit model, and it looks beautiful and very accurate looking model. I hope he pulls it off. I hope a lot of people are interested in it. It's a little bit pricey, but I mean, it's a lot of work to do something like that. Chris says, that would be pretty cool. Build both of these kits in 350 scale, fill the room with dry ice, add a little water, and boom, get the Battle in the Montara Nebula scene. Yeah, wouldn't that be great, Chris? Just going to scroll back up here, everybody, and see if I missed anything. In these comments, they go by so fast. hopefully somebody captured the comments from tonight, and if you did, I think DeWitt, Shane Line is here, and he said he was going to do that and send them to me on my email afterwards. I like to go back and review those later on after the show. I don't think YouTube is going to fix that function here anytime soon. Well, thank you, Scott. I appreciate that. Michelle Bennett is asking, is there a Serenity model out there? I think there is, Michelle. I think it's a resin kit, aftermarket kit that somebody makes. It was produced a while back. It might be getting sort of hard to find, but I have definitely seen some threads somewhere. Couldn't tell you where of a couple people building those. Okay, guys, I'm showing about 20 minutes after 9 here my time, so I'm going to wrap up the show tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks so much for being here again. And again, everybody, please remember to hit that like button. We'll have help get out the word about our show, and it's great to see more people joining in every week. We're having a good time with this whole thing, and I will be doing an after the show hangout. We're going to get into the habit of doing that every week here. Some might be longer than others. I'm not sure how much time I have tonight, but I'll be able to hop on for at least a little while and talk to you guys. And I'll post the link to that here shortly in 5 or 10 minutes over on the Google Model Shop Guys page. And just click on that link and you should be able to get into the Hangout. And again, we had a great time being with you guys tonight. Hope you enjoyed what we had to show you. I'll be doing some updates on the Boot Hill Express. I'll probably have a little time this week to get started building that model. And again, thank you so much, guys, for the support on these new lighting and soundboards. It means a lot to me, and we're going to keep these coming to you and keep them affordable for you. So I think we're going to do a little giveaway here too, guys. I haven't quite put together the whole thing yet, but I'm thinking of something like the first person that gets one of them and incorporates it into a model of some kind and posts a video or sends us some pictures of it, that we're going to have some kind of little prize giveaway for that. So look for more details on that too as we go along. So appreciate you being here, everybody. Had a great time with you. Take care out there, everybody. Happy modeling, and good night, everyone.